Money wants to be with you is the title for today's video. Money wants to be with you. So, does it feel like you're always chasing money, but it never seems to stay with you? No matter how much you earn or save or work for, at the end of the day, your bank balance isn't accumulating the way you want it to. Well, if that's the case, today's video is for you, okay? Because attracting money and accumulating it really just boils down to one simple thing, which is understanding that money wants to actually be with you. So today I'm going to show you how to not only attract money, but to accumulate it through this attitude of understanding that money wants to be with you. Now, the beauty of today's video is that everything I'm going to talk about is easy stuff that anyone can do. Doesn't matter how much money you have right now, okay? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how much you understand the law of attraction right now. These are easy things anyone can do, okay? They do not require work or effort. So before we get into it, let me say a couple quick hellos. As you guys are coming in, please make sure to go ahead and like the video. If you have questions about manifesting or about abundance attraction, feel free to drop them in the chat because, as always, I will be stopping to answer some of those periodically. I see we already have some supers. Oh my goodness. Okay. Louise, thank you so much for the super, Louise. Yeah, you weren't here last Sunday. Nice to see you back. Thank you so much. Abundant Queen, thank you so much for the super. Appreciate you. And I see we've got another one here from Peace. Thank you, Peace. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Also, let's see who else is in the chat today. We've got Happy Daisy, Abundant Queen, Rainbow Traveling Yogi is here, 540 Joy is here, Natalie 2611 is here, Daniel Opara is here, Tragon is here, Annette Martinson is here. Let's see, my lovely assistant Mary, as always, is here moderating the chat. Hello, Mary. Hello, Adrian. Nice to see you guys. I see Jordan Fisher is here. Jordan Flesher is here on Instagram. Nice to see you. Life is meant to have fun is here. Hello, nice to see you. And you want to be with money too? Yeah, of course. Who doesn't, right? Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Okay, so again, the topic for today is money wants to be with you. That's the main idea. And not only attracting money, but accumulating money, there's a method to it. And there's a method, most people they're violating it. They're doing it the opposite way. And so this is stuff that I've stumbled across over the years as my abundance attraction has improved. And so these are little things and hacks that you can do to have money want to be with you. Okay. Want to be with you, want to stay with you, want to multiply with you. Not just I go and get some money and it's quickly taken away from me. Okay. Because that's the experience most people are having, right? You make it and then it's gone. So we want to kind of flip that around. All right, so here's the first thing that you really want to be doing if you want money to stay with you, okay? So you want to be able to accumulate money. You want to have this experience of being a wealthy person or an abundant person. The very first thing you need to understand is that you have to like money and like abundance in all of its forms, okay? You need to like money and like abundance in all of its forms. Now, the reason why this needs to be said is that there's a whole lot of programming that's going out there about how there's more to life than money. Rich people are evil. Rich people are greedy. You shouldn't put money on a pedestal. You shouldn't identify with money. You shouldn't like money. That's shallow, okay? That's the general programming that's going on out there. That there's somehow something inherently wrong with you if you like money or if you want money. Now, so here's the thing. That's debatable, okay? But if what we're trying to do is to get money through the door, you need to understand that in order to get money to want to be with you, you have to be projecting like on it. You have to. So think about this. If there's somebody that you know doesn't like you, you know they don't like you. Every time you see them, they're kind of giving you the side eye. They're giving you the stank eye, okay? Do you want to be anywhere near that person? No. No. But if you know somebody who every time they see you, they light up and they smile, those people you want to gravitate towards. And so this is a key component of attraction that we have to understand, which is that things are attracted where they are appreciated, where they are liked. And so a lot of people have kind of this closeted disdain for money, and it's kind of this push-pull thing. They want money to come, but then they also have kind of a disdain for it. Or when they see wealthy people, they feel envious or distrustful, or they feel bad about wanting the money. And so there's this squirrely energy that's going on where I'm kind of looking down on money. And when that's going on, that pushes money away. So we've got to get that completely turned around. Okay, we have to get that completely turned around. We have to start to understand that everything in the universe is inherently good, and that includes money. So we have to be good with money being here. We have to be happy to see it. Now, the thing that I said here is you need to identify with the statement that, you know, you like money and abundance in all of its forms. Not, I only like it this way, I don't like it that way. You need to like money in all of its forms. So let me give you a form people typically don't like it in, okay? So this is one that most people will need to correct. Not everybody, but most people do need to correct this one. A lot of people don't like other people's money, okay? So let's say that your friend gets a promotion, or your cousin comes into a lottery win. Somebody else brings money in. A lot of times that will trigger kind of these negative feelings about money. So that one's probably the biggest one to turn around. And if you turn around that one, I think you pretty much turn it all around. Okay. So the way I want you guys to look at other people's money is that whenever somebody else gets money or has money, it's benefiting you. Okay. Whenever somebody else has it or gets it, it's benefiting you. Now, on the surface, that may not seem true. You know, she got the raise, I didn't get the raise. So how's that benefiting me? Well, we have to look at this a little deeper. And once you look at it deeper and you come to understand this, you'll come to understand that abundance in all of its forms, even when somebody else gets it, is a win for you. So that way, whenever you see somebody else get it, or you see it in an unusual form, you can be happy and rejoice that it's there, and then it'll want to be with you more. So here's kind of a practical example of this. So it was like 2 days ago, I was driving into my neighborhood, and I see this brand new, I think it was a BMW 8 Series. It was a very nice luxury BMW, and it was just very striking shade of blue, beautiful rims. It's obviously been, you know, souped up. It's very nice car. Okay. And it's in my neighbor. And I see one of my neighbors pulls into his driveway with this beautiful, shiny new BMW. Okay. Now, way back when I was younger, and I didn't understand this, okay, had I seen that, I would have felt a twinge of envy or jealousy, like how come he gets that nice car and I don't get it, or how come he's getting this, or why does that guy have so much money? There'd be some of that going on. And notice that that is a dislike of abundance in one of its forms. So this is one of those that I shifted a long time ago, and I actually started with cars, because I like cars, so this is where I started with it. But I try to do it with all things now. But when I see a car like that, I now get excited about it. For one, if it's in my reality just became more abundant. That's one way you can always look at other people's money. This is my reality. So whenever somebody else walks into my reality with more money, my reality just got more abundant. This guy just drove into my neighborhood with this beautiful car. I guess my property values are going up. You see? This person is driving through my town in this gorgeous Lamborghini. I guess the value of my town is going up. Do you see? So this is the way we want to be looking at everything, every kind of abundance that you see, whether it's coming to you directly or indirectly, is coming into your reality, and you are happy to see it there. That's the point. I'm happy to see it. So you want to have that experience with money that you have with people, the people that you want around. When they come around, you convey that message to them that I'm happy to see you. Well, you have to have that attitude with money. I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to see you in my friend's purse. I'm happy to see you in my neighbor's driveway. I'm happy to see you. Okay. All of that programming of money is bad. It is evil. I don't trust people with money. That stuff is the stuff that keeps money away. So this is the first thing. It's actually very easy to do, but you can just kind of set up a little game for yourself. If this is a new concept for you, just do this quick little game. The game is get excited to see money. So the game is, how many times can I see money, or can I see improved abundance today? Not necessarily mine directly, but how much can I see it out there? And when I see it, I'll know I manifested it. So I'm going to get excited about it. Well, I saw a Lamborghini over there. I manifested that. I saw a Mercedes over there. I manifested that. Oh, my friend won a scratch-off ticket. I manifested that. Take ownership and get excited for it. You will notice that as you do this, money comes to you more easily. I know this from experience. It really, really does. But I have other tips. That one's just the first. That one's just the first. If you have not yet, please make sure to go ahead and subscribe to me on YouTube. Okay, follow me on Instagram and also on Facebook. I do like to go live every single week, so come along with me. Turn on your notifications, all that good stuff. Oh, hello, I see James over here on Facebook. Nice to see you. Tragon, thank you for the super. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Oh, okay. Well, I'll answer this. Because I don't know, but it sounds like sounds like you're making money as your God. Ooh. You would think that, I think that's the thing people take issue with, is that if you like money, that you're somehow making it more important than everything else. Think about it this way, though. Money is part of your world, and you are the creator. You are the God. And the God or the creator is benevolent to all of its subjects. So if money is one of your subjects, shouldn't you be nice to it? You got to think about it that way. Yeah, okay. So, people to block. You know, we don't have Mary on the mobile. We don't have Mary on the mobile. But right now, StreamYard's doing it where we can do both landscape mode and portrait mode. So if you're on portrait mode, we'll have to get Mary over here. She sent me, to Mary's credit, Mary sent me the instructions on how to add her as an admin to mobile, and I just didn't get it done. So just ignore them for now. It's all good. There we go. Maybe I can turn them off. Let's see. Did that work? I mean, I can do it, but we'll have to put Mary on this. Anywho. Can I do a live to manifest you're a specific person? I could. I don't think I've done one on that subject yet. If you guys are interested in that topic, let me know. Let me know. All right. Very good. Yeah, it was getting a little messy in there. All right. So again, today's topic is money wants to be with you. And so I'm giving you guys some practical examples of what you can do to get money in your pocket. And as we've seen from some of the peanut gallery, there's lots of negative programming there about money. Okay? And the kind of stuff that people were chirping about over on the mobile is exactly the stuff that I'm talking about. That mindset is going to keep it from coming to you. Okay? Oh my gosh, is my daughter watching me right now? Jessica, did you join? I think my daughter's watching me on Instagram. All right, Banji, hello. Banji says, hi, Andrea. Thanks for your advice you gave to me last week of handling kids that have special needs, especially as I have it well with the part-time teaching assistant job. I am glad you enjoyed that advice, Banji. I got lots of teaching advice, and it turned in your favor. Good. Yep, that's the trick with the kids is you just have to look at what are they bringing to the table. That's the big thing. Memoir, mentor, and ghostwriter. I'd love to hear about being the breadwinner as the female in a relationship. Well, you got to be okay with it. That's one of the big things, being okay with it. So, and sometimes there is a concern that women have that I don't want to make more than the man, or the man's going to have a problem with it. You have to be in a place of this is good. And also, a lot of times this concept of breadwinner brings in the idea of competition between the spouses. And one thing that I think may be useful, because my husband and I both generate good income, okay? Looking at it as a team, okay? And so rooting for your husband to do well is part of it, rather than I have to be the breadwinner. Okay. So one way that I play this with my husband, okay, because really if there's two of you that are working, you can always use your abundance to facilitate more of theirs and vice versa. So let's say that there's a month where I make more than my husband. Then it's like, all right, well, now he's going to try and beat me next month and we're going to win. Or he did really well, so that's going to encourage me to do well. So now we're going to win more. Look at it more as a team rather than I'm attracting versus he's attracting. If it's your household, it's all coming to you regardless. So it doesn't really matter where it comes from. Hope that makes sense. The competition thing can make things really squirrely between men and women. It really can, if you're not careful. All right, let's get into our next one. Let me check mobile real quick. I think we're doing okay. Oh, there we go. Perfect. All right, so the next topic that we have here. Again, we've got things that you guys can do to bring more money into your bank account, to make money want to be with you. The first one is that you got to like money, okay? You can't have disdain for money. If you have disdain for money, it's not going to want to be around you. And the truth of the matter is, everybody wants money in their pocket. Let's get real. So you might as well like it. Be nice to it, all right? The second point here, you need to allow, okay, I've never talked about this. So this came to me while I was putting together my little script here. It's something I guarantee you I've never talked about this before on this channel. So if you've been watching me for a while, pay attention because this is totally new information, okay? You need to allow money to be free. Allow money to be free. So this is something I've been doing for a long time. I'm surprised I've never actually even articulated it. But you need to allow money to be free. The things that you allow to be free want to come back to you. But the things you try to cling to, try to stay away from you. So just like if you had a relationship with a partner and you were super needy and super clingy, that person's going to want to try to extract themselves and get away from you. But if you're in a partnership with somebody and you have fun with them when they're there, and when they're not there, you let them go. You let them come back when they want to come back. Now that person's coming back and wanting to spend a lot of time with you, okay? You want to have the same kind of mechanism that you're using with your money. Most people are totally violating this, okay? Totally. So most people with their money is held under lock and key. It's tucked away very carefully. Okay, maybe it's, all in the bank, or it's all under the mattress, or it's somewhere that people can't see it. And we have very tight control of the money. I know how much I have. I know where it is. Okay. You want to start to do the opposite. Okay. So, for example, all right, I have a right here right here in this desk drawer. This is something that I do. Okay. I will go to the bank periodically and I will replenish this. And it's a mess, okay? But I just have tons of like fives, tens, just a bunch of like money dropped into this drawer, and it's kind of a mess. I don't have it organized. I find that the mess is better. Why do I do this? I do this for a couple of reasons. One, I'm in and out of this drawer all the time. So whenever I go into this drawer, I see money. So it's programming me that there's always money around. Okay, that's one thing. Another thing is, because it's just lackadaisically left out here, and it's just this drawer full of fives, tens, whatever, 20s, ones, my mind starts to associate that it's normal just to leave money around. It's normal. I don't need to worry about it. I don't need to keep track of it. Now, somebody may ask, well, why? What if somebody goes in and steals it? So what? I let it be free. Okay? It's not the only place I do this. If you're on Instagram, you can see I've got money tacked up here on this board. I always keep money tacked up on this board. Right now, there's $700. I need to add a few more. It's programming. I allow it to sit there. And in my mind, it's like, well, it's just normal to see $1,000 laying around. It's free. It can come and go as it wants. Yeah, this all over the place, even in my purse. This is another thing that I do. And this isn't even in my wallet. It's just shoved in my purse. I always carry money in my purse. Okay. This is just sitting here, tucked in here. This isn't enough. I should have more in here. As much as you can do this, leave money laying around. Now, for some of you, that's a lot to be leaving around. I understand. Start where you are. Okay. So instead of tucking away the few singles that you have, leave them on your nightstand or leave them kind of messy in your purse or in your wallet. The reason why is that it changes the way you look at money. You start to see money as being something that's just out there freely. I do not need to hold on tightly to it. And it reprograms your mind to think that money is everything, everywhere, and to think that money is not that big of a deal. You got to let money be free. You have to get out of that tendency to lock it down and to keep track of it. Now, before I knew about this, I was very much the opposite. So if I had money in my purse, it was all very neat and I knew exactly how many dollars I had, okay? And it wasn't that much. I wasn't carrying, maybe I carried $20, maybe $50 max. I wouldn't carry all of that because I was so afraid someone was going to take it. But money, I want it to be free. If it wants to go, it can go. If it wants to leave, it can leave. It's the same attitude you have in a relationship. If they want to go, they can go. And I know that this is also the case in all kinds of things. Okay, I talked on a couple lives ago about my relationship with my children and how it's changed. And the same dynamic applies within parenting. When my kids were younger and I didn't understand the law of attraction, I had to try to keep control over them. And what did they want to do? They wanted to run away. Okay. They didn't want to do what I wanted to do. They didn't want to spend time with mom. But as I started to understand this and give them more freedom, my kids want to spend time with me. They're texting me all the time. Like I just mentioned, I think my daughter is over here on Instagram. I'm pretty sure I saw her jump on a few minutes ago. Okay, I'm free with them. They want to be with me. Same thing applies to money. Stop holding on to it so tight. But start where you are. Okay, start with the lesser denominations. Okay, when you get more comfortable, you can start putting in more. I've obviously been doing this for a long time, so it's not a consequence to me to leave that much around, but start where you are. Start where you are. Snow Sparkle, thank you. Literally answering your question as you type it. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. What are my comments here? Yeah, we did get some spam on here. I had to just give me a second. We'll get Mary on mobile. I promise. I'll do it. Does manifesting really work? And how exactly does it work? Well, I'll take this quick moment to plug TJ. I've got a test. Okay. So if you want to take my test and prove it to yourself, that's the best way to do it, is to just prove it to yourself that you can put something out and watch it come back. And so if you want to take a look at that, that test is at manifestingtest.com. Manifestingtest.com. And so a lot of people are concerned that manifesting doesn't work or not sure if it works. It absolutely does work. Okay. But that test will kind of show you the basics of how it's done. So definitely check that out. Definitely check that out. To paraphrase Ben Affleck in the movie Boiler Room, anyone who says that money is the root of all evil doesn't have any. That's a funny movie. I like that. That's like actually one of my favorite movies. If you guys haven't seen that one, you should watch it. It's like from the 90s or the early 2000s, so it's an older movie, but it's a good one. Ooh. Question. Can you manifest a different political situation in one's country? For example, the prime minister to resign or a different party in charge. Okay. Yes, but the way through is not through rejection. That's the big thing. Okay, so whenever we want to get rid of something, we actually keep it in place. So that's the thing to kind of understand, is that if there's something you don't like, so you don't like the person in charge, and I want this prime minister gone, the emphasis and the energy is on the prime minister. Okay, so the universe doesn't really hear the words no or don't or go away. It doesn't hear that. It just notices the focus. And so my focus in that moment is prime minister bad, prime minister bad. Okay, because I'm focusing on the prime minister and I'm focusing on the idea that he or she is bad, they will stay in my reality and they will stay bad. And actually, they'll probably get worse. Okay. So the pathway through is not in rejecting the prime minister. The pathway through is either making peace with them being there, or if you can reach for it, figuring out a way that they are beneficial. I know that sounds crazy, because when you're looking at them, you're saying they're causing all these problems. They're making all of these headaches. They need to go away. But instead, we want to look at them and say, okay, this is the benefit they're bringing to the table. So here's an example. Okay, so one thing that we noticed, that there was some spam today going on in mobile. It might still be going on. Who knows? Do I look like I'm freaking out about it? No. Why? Because when I see things like that, I think differently than some people would. Some people would think, oh, what a headache. Oh, this is so terrible. They're saying horrible things. In my mind, you know what I'm thinking? Oh, good. They're adding more comments. That's going to trend this video a little further. You see? That's the way you have, everything is good. Now, when you have that kind of an attitude about the prime minister, what will happen is the prime minister will either change, or a better one will come to meet your vibration that prime minister good. That's the trick. So you don't get rid of them, you alchemize them. That's the difference. Good question. Elizabeth, thank you for the super. Elizabeth says, been doing the law of attraction for years. I can't get past a default depressed state that resets every morning. Done the law of attraction exercises. It helps, but I go back to baseline every morning and I feel resistant to life. Okay. It's interesting you mentioned this, because right now we're rolling around the holiday season, and I feel like I was just thinking about this the other day. One thing that you guys may notice when the holiday season comes is that it's kind of like it was the last year. So like, even if you changed your vibration and you got in a more positive place, and when that season comes back, your way of dealing with it can kind of be the same. And so I was noticing the other day, I'm like, I've really adjusted into the holidays. That took a while, because there was a period of time where it felt like every holiday season I kind of went backwards. And the reason why is that you always kind of come back to the place where you left it. Okay. And so if we've been waking up every morning and we've been thinking, okay, life is hard, this is difficult, that's kind of the default setting that we're going to walk into every morning. Okay, so all I would say about this, Elizabeth, is that the morning just got programmed in a way where perhaps back in the day you were fearful. I got all these things that are coming up. I'm worried. I'm stressed. And so then that automatically comes up when you wake up, not because it has to, but because the law of attraction will reinforce whatever kind of vibration we're putting out. Okay, so if I were in your shoes, I would be making the front end of the day the most important thing, or perhaps even the only thing that I took any kind of effort or initiative with right now with the law of attraction. So might set yourself up a different wake up routine. I might recommend shaking it up. So change the time that you wake up or the way that you wake up, maybe the side of the bed that you sleep on, maybe the kinds of clothing that you wear to bed. Change something about the routine. Additionally, the second you wake up, okay, you want to train yourself to sit there and think about what all do you appreciate that's going well in your life. Because that will start to change the tone. And this is what I do every morning. As soon as I wake up, I sit there and I run through a few things that go well for me. I've got a husband that loves me. I got money in the bank. I get to do a job that I love. I'm in good shape. I'm in good health. Da, 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 da. I think about the good. So then the day isn't starting off on that frustrated path. Okay? So try that out. Try that out. Good question. Steve Harvey's $10 method. I haven't heard of that. I'm going to have to look that up. You guys heard of that? Ooh, okay. I'm glad you asked this. Girl about town. Do you hide your money lying around when your cleaner comes? No. I don't. I don't. Interesting story. Okay, so this whole thing about leaving money around actually started way back when I was a teacher. Okay, so when I was a teacher, I worked at a school that had a lot. I mean, it was kind of a mixed bag, the socioeconomic status of the students, but there was a large part of the population of students that came from low income homes. So some troubled kids without money, etc. And I worked at this school. And so I would walk in with my purse. And the first couple of years that I worked there, I felt like I should lock it away. But I didn't want to have that kind of way of interacting with the students that I was putting out that message that they were going to steal from me or they were going to take from me. And so when I would come into work, instead, I would take my purse and I would just leave it directly on my desk out front and center for everyone to see. Now, the kids could have taken it. They could have stolen it. But it's an interesting thing. In the 7 years that I taught, not one kid ever touched it. The thing that's going to attract people to steal things from you is if you behave in a way that you believe they're going to steal from you. So you actually protect your money more by leaving it out. Now, again, if you're not fully in that belief structure, you might be still worried leaving money out. So I don't recommend leaving as much money as me out if you're not comfortable with it. Start with maybe a couple singles, a couple fives. Start small and notice it. But the people who try to hoard things because they're afraid someone's going to take it are actually the ones who are more likely to be robbed. Okay? So really glad you asked that question. Really, really glad. All right, let me get to my next point here. Make sure I'm getting distracted. Again, money wants to be with you. So we want to talk about how do you get money to want to be with you and accumulate for you. Because most people have this experience where maybe they make it, but then it vanishes. They make it, but it goes away. And they have a very hard time getting money to want to stick around. Now, a lot of this, again, is due to just faulty programming. And we're talking about just easy little tweaks that you can do to make money want to stay with you. Again, the first one is like money in all of its forms. Every time you see it, get excited to see it. Whether it's your money or somebody else's money, get excited to see it. Money wants to go where people are happy to see it. Okay? So we got to get over this idea that money is bad. Money is the root of all evil. You're a terrible person. The people yelling at me about being a terrible person, about putting money on a pedestal and blah, blah, blah. That stuff doesn't work. Okay? That's why I'm sitting here with a drawer full of money. Okay? All right. The next point was, You got to let money be free. Let it breathe. The things you let go come back to you. So you got to be more free with it. Don't put it under lock and key. Again, don't take your life savings and just dump it on the counter today, because if you're not in this mindset yet, build it slowly. Start with amounts that you can deal with leaving around. That's how I started. I didn't start out with thousands of dollars floating around. It was a couple bucks here, a couple bucks there. As you get comfortable, do more, do more, do more. This will make money want to be with you. Here's the next point. You need to have use for money. You need to have use for money. So look at money as something that you have use for and something that you use. So if you go to the gym and you use your muscles, they get bigger. Okay? If you have a friend and you do friendship things with that friend, the friendship grows bigger. But if you have muscles and you stop using them, what happens? They shrink. If you have friends and you stop using them as friends and doing friendship things, the friendship deteriorates. Same thing's true with money. What you use, you accumulate more of. And most people have this so backwards. I don't want to use my money. I want to save every penny. I want to use as little as humanly possible. So I'm not using it. I'm not using it. Well, now you're not going to accumulate it as fast because money's going to grow where it's used. Money is a lot like building muscle, okay? I get asked from time to time about, how is it that you're building muscle with the law of attraction? You got to understand it's the same thing, okay? When you go to the gym and you lift weights, you literally break down your muscle. Just like when you go to the store with your money and you spend it, you're literally breaking down your money. You're giving it away. But what happens is when you retreat from that, the growth occurs. So if you go out and you spend your money and you are happy to spend it and you're using it, now when you step away, you become a magnet for more. Just like when I go to the gym and I break down my muscle, the next few days where I'm recovering that muscle, the muscle builds back up. The same thing is true for everything. You have to use it to accumulate it. So I'm telling you this because you need to be at peace with using it, and you got to be comfortable with using it, and you have to understand that using it is good. So the one way that this could backfire is if you go out and spend it and you don't feel good about spending it, because if you feel like it's a bad thing for you to be spending it, your vibration will still keep money from you. I'm losing it. This is bad. I can't be doing this. But if you understand I'm using this and I'm strengthening it, now it's going to grow. So that's one way I may recommend that you guys look at when you go spending, is I'm taking my money to the gym right now. That's the way I look at it. If I have to make a big purchase, I'm just taking my money to the gym. We're doing some reps so it gets bigger. It's a shift in perspective, and you can do this exactly where you're at. Again, all these tips are about things that you can do exactly where you're at. So let's say that you don't have a whole bunch of money right now. You don't need to go out and spend $10,000 this afternoon. No, not to adopt this mindset, you don't. But let's say that you go to the corner store this afternoon to pick up some milk. As you're paying for the milk, I'm taking my money to the gym. We're building it stronger right now. Rather than I'm losing my money, I'm strengthening my money. Every time you have to buy something, I'm strengthening my money. I'm taking it to the gym. I'm using it. That's got to be in here, because when you have that attitude, now the money will build in the background for you. Okay? And it is true. The people who have the most money actually spend the most. They all do. They don't spend the least. They spend the most. They use their money. So we have to take a page from them. Okay? Got to take a page from them. Z Faroki asks on Instagram, how to cope with a severe autistic child in a gathering where other kids are normal and your kids are behaving differently. Shift in perspective. See, what's going on is that you're seeing the kid in the environment, and what we're saying is there's something wrong with their behavior. They're not going to fit in. They're not going to get along. They're at a disadvantage. But there's a flip side to that coin. My child is unique. My child stands out. My child's teaching kids a different way to be. My kid's bringing something different to the table. That's the way you want to look at a situation like that. You don't want to automatically label that what's going on with the child is wrong. Maybe what's going on with the child is right. And quite honestly, we've got so many people with autism running around right now. I mean, I don't know if it's more than when I was young, but we were way more aware of it. So how could it possibly be a bad thing? They're here for a reason. They're here for a reason. Okay, so let's look at it as that's the child is here bringing something to the table. They're bringing something unique. They have a different energy. They're enhancing things. They're teaching us stuff rather than there's something wrong with them. If we look at it that way, now more unique things or helpful things or interesting things or teachable moments are going to come out of that child, and you're going to start to see that what the child is doing is actually a blessing for everybody. Okay, that's the trick. It's all in the perception, how we choose to look at it. Remember, the big mantra is it's all good. Mark asked, do I play the lottery? I don't. I don't really gamble either. You would think I'd take these skills to the blackjack table, but it's not really for me. Because I don't need to. It's going to come however it comes. Simikai 03, hi Andrea, how do we shift our beliefs about money only coming from the job, especially if you're afraid to leave a toxic workplace? You got to see where else it's coming from. It doesn't just come from the job. It doesn't just come from the job. Okay, abundance in all of its forms is helpful. Okay, all of its forms. I want all of you to stop looking at it as just this. Okay, it's not just this, all of its forms. So where are you receiving abundance from? And noticing it and rejoicing it will allow the funnel to open more and more and more. So if a friend picks up your lunch, that's abundance. Okay. If you get an interesting networking opportunity, that's abundance. Okay. Even like I mentioned, my neighbor drove his own BMW into my neighborhood, and I claimed that as my abundance. He just raised my property values. That's the trick. Okay. The thing about the being afraid to leave a toxic workplace, you don't necessarily need to leave it, but I would start thinking about what am I getting out of this that's positive. Try to shift your attitude about it as much as you can. I know it's challenging when you guys are in work environments that you hate. I know. I've done it. Okay, I know. But that is the pathway through, is finding a way to have fun where you're at. So what about it do you like? And maybe redefining what's going on. If there's toxic people or a toxic situation, this is teaching me something. Maybe it's teaching me to stand up for myself. Maybe it's teaching me to give less of an F, okay? It's teaching me something. So I'm glad that this is here because I'm benefiting from this rather than I need to escape this because this is wrong. Again, the whole way to alchemize things is understanding that there's good in everything and lasering in on the good so that the good expands and the bad dissipates. That's the whole trick. Tries Joey, thank you for the super. Last week I thought I was doing fine with being okay, even low sales each day. Yesterday I suddenly got hit with a flow of negativity. I felt angry about everything, like all of the past days caught up. Ooh, I've seen that before. Okay, you know what this is? This is, Andrea, I've learned about the law of attraction. So I'm trying to be okay with this, but I'm not okay with this. And I'm kind of lying to myself about how I feel. So it's building up until it explodes. Okay? So the thing I just talked about here, about with the toxic workplace, we want to do our best to see the best in things. We do. But that doesn't mean that you're failing if something's kind of bothering you. And so the mantra that I always like to use, if something's kind of bugging me, well, right now I don't like this, and that's okay. I don't have to like this for as long as I don't want to like this. I can feel negative about this as long as I want to feel negative about this. That's my go-to mantra. Because what it does is it validates that right now I don't like this. Okay, rather than I'm not allowed to like this. And whenever you tell yourself you're not allowed to do something, then you do it more. So give yourself permission to feel that way. But at the same time, I can feel this way as long as I want to. I always tell myself that. I can feel negative about this as long as I want to. Because it reminds me, I want to think positively about this. So I'm acknowledging I don't feel good about it, but I'm also acknowledging I want to feel better about it. It's a very soothing mantra that makes it okay for you guys to feel negative about things so those feelings don't keep bubbling up. And at the same time, it reinforces, you know what, I do want to find a way to think positively about this when I'm ready. So try that out, because that will happen. If I'm okay, it'll get to the point where it literally blows up, and then that's fine. You release the valve and it's okay. But the big thing that's going on here is there's probably some self-criticism that's going on about, I shouldn't feel bad about this. It's okay to feel however you feel. So there's no judgment here. If you guys have a hard time thinking positive about something, that's okay. Everyone goes through that. Cut yourself some slack about it. Excellent question. Luis with another super. Thanks, Luis. My brand new untold anecdote. Free. Be free. Let money go. Leave it around. Don't be afraid if someone's going to steal it. That's the big thing. The lock and key method doesn't work. So leaving things out, again, start where you're at. If you don't believe this or you don't buy into this, please don't take all of your possessions and just leave them out for everyone to take. You got to ease into this one. But the more that I've been able to let things just kind of lay around, if they go, they go. If someone takes them, they take them. The more I do that, the more it stays and the more comes to me. Okay? It's just a drop in the bucket. More will flow in. We can have that type of attitude. Exactly. Exactly. It's a drop in the bucket. If my cleaners come and pull $100 off my cork board, well, I got 6 more, so who cares? And I don't think they ever have. I got good cleaners. You attract good cleaners when you trust them. Am I Illuminati? Mobile is wild today. Peace. That's right. In recent years, I've cut back on my spending as much as possible. At the same time, income has fallen by 60%. Okay. Yeah, it's not funny. It is reversible. It's not a permanent condition piece. So that's the good news. It's a temporary condition, but I'm glad you brought that up because that's the point that I'm trying to make. The majority of people are trying to cut their spending. They're trying to hold it tight and avoid, like, as if I keep holding on to it, I'm going to accumulate more. The exact opposite happens. That's the problem. Because the message is I need to save this because I don't have enough. I got to save this because enough is not coming in. And so then the message to your reality is not enough coming in, not enough coming in, not enough coming in. And then that will happen. Income will go down. So there's nothing wrong. If you feel that you need to save, it's okay. It's okay. Again, you want to work with the energy. So if right now you feel like you need to save, that's okay. But these little techniques that I'm talking about, start them small. So start leaving a few things out. Start taking a little bit more to the store. Look at, I'm using this. I'm taking this to the gym. I'm happy to spend this. Start where you are and you can flip that. Okay? So I'm really glad you brought that up because this is the exact dynamic that causes the majority of people to not be able to accumulate money. Okay? And no one will tell you that. Everyone's, oh, you got to save your pennies. No. No. T Sherry Baby, thank you for the super. Hi, Andrea. When money isn't coming in abundance in amounts you are used, how do you stay in the high energy of wealth and money flow in activities? I've been positive, but okay. Okay, so here's the idea. Because I mean, I work in business, so money goes up and down. Sometimes we make a lot, sometimes less. And my husband's commission only. So I don't have this experience where I make a set amount each month. So this question that you're asking right here is one that I had to resolve a long time ago, because if you work in sales or a commission-based job, you would understand it's never the same. It's different amounts. So what do you do if you have a month where it goes down? What do you do? How do you continue to feel abundant in that moment? Well, the most abundant, this is the way I think about it. The most abundant person could throw it all away and it doesn't even matter. So in the moments where I make less, I almost think of myself as like, I don't even need it. This is way more savage for me to just not even need it. You have an opportunity to practice that. I don't even need this, whatever. That is the trick. Okay. So the reason why I'm saying that it's a more savage way to look at yourself. When it doesn't come, I'm like the real abundance warrior now, because I don't even need this. It's not even coming in and I'm still doing great. That's amazing. That's the way you want to look at it. And so then whenever one of these cycles happens where less money is coming in, ooh, I get to practice that I'm a savage thing again. Rather than, oh, the money's not coming, it's not coming, it's not coming. And then those periods get longer and longer and longer. You want to find a way to celebrate. I'm amazingly abundant even without those dollars rolling in. I don't even need them. And you don't. You're here right now, T-Sherry baby, giving me $10, okay? Okay? So like that's the way you want to I still got money. It's not even coming in that much and I've still got it. I've still got it. Okay? That's the attitude. Love that question. Oh, we got another super here. Salika, nice to see you. Thank you for the super. I'm choosing to have aesthetic surgery. I'm seeing it as an upgrade to my avatar, but still scared of the pain and stress on my heart. Need perspective. It's okay to be scared. Same thing. I can be scared about this as long as I want to be. Don't fight it. I can be scared about this as long as I want to be. Now I'm validating that that's how I'm feeling. And I'm also validating that I'd rather feel better about it. You'll notice that when you tell yourself that, you feel a little bit better. And then when you feel a little bit better, you can ask yourself about, well, what's the good that's going to come from this? And you can sit there and go through those good things and remind yourself about the excitement of it and the happiness for it. You know, if you're on a roller coaster, you get on that sucker and you start going up, right? You're going to be a little scared, right? You're going to be a little scared. And as that thing, you're going to be a little scared, but that's part of the fun of the ride. Okay? So this is just you're going up the track right now and you're about to have a fun little ride. That's what it is. That's how I would look at that. Best of luck to you with your upcoming surgery, Salika. I'm sure it will go wonderfully for you. That's the other thing. I know the law of attraction, so I already know what to do. So if anybody was going to have a good result, it would be me. Because I'm probably going to think more positively about this than just about anybody at the surgery center today. If anyone's got a shot at getting a good outcome, it's me. And I know you've been here for a while, Salika, so you've got it. That's another way to look at it. Oh, we got another one. Well, I just get to be my own little moderator today. Goodbye. Oh my gosh. Yes, only I can appoint an admin. I will appoint Mary. I just wasn't going to pause this and stop the whole show just because a few people want to chit chat. Let them say what they want. Jacqueline, what to do if you are manifesting and leaving money out, but someone takes it? Okay. Be okay with it going and more will come back. That's the big thing. They're giving me an opportunity to practice letting go. Okay? Not, oh, they took it and it's gone. It's never gone. Money is an infinite resource. If I am okay with it going, more will come back to replace it. It's an opportunity for me to attract more money. That's the big shift that we have to understand. When something comes in and takes money away from me, most people think, oh, I lost. You want to think, oh, I have an opportunity to gain. Because if I can let go of that easily, I'm telling the universe, this is a drop in the bucket, no big deal. Meaning that reality is going to reinforce that by giving me more money to make it look like a drop in the bucket. So whenever money comes out of my pocket, whether there's an expense, if there was theft, anything like that, it's always an opportunity to attract money. That's the way that you have to look at it. It's the exact inverse of the way most people look at it, but most people don't attract money. So it takes some getting used to with this idea, but we have to be okay. The letting go portion is the whole deal. Okay. This is the thing most people struggle with the law of attraction is the letting go. But the letting go is where you let things in. So whenever something is taken from you, great. I get to practice letting go. Okay. I'm being given an opportunity to practice letting go. That's the thing. And the other thing too is with this question of leaving money out, start with amounts that you're comfortable with losing. Okay. Start with that. Don't put your whole life savings on the counter today. Okay. Please don't do that. Because if you're not ready for it, you're going to be stressed. And if you're stressed, then you're going to have a worse experience with it. But if you can ease in with this one and build momentum with it, you'll get to the place where I am, where I've just got all this money laying around. I do not care. I do not care. Okay. And plenty of people think I'm wrong. That's fine. And I'm telling you, this is how it's done. Thank you, Z Faroki. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Am I a Republican? Oh my gosh. Am I a Republican? I'm not really a political person. I'd say I'm in a whole other realm than that. I don't have a problem with either side. Am I a doctor? No. No. Not that either. These questions are awesome. Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm half tempted not to put an admin on here because this is highly entertaining. So by letting go of letting your ego of money go, you allow for better intentions to enter your heart. Ego of money. I'm not exactly sure what we mean by ego of money. But I would say that everyone takes money way too seriously. Someone was spamming in the mobile when I was talking and said, "Oh, I made money, my God." I did the exact opposite. Okay? If you are scared of losing money, you've made money your God. If you're scared of spending your money, you've made money your God. If you don't give a rat's about spending it, then it's not your God. You can let it go. It's of no consequence. This stuff is of no consequence. This is where we need to get. One of the reasons I say let it lay around, because it trains you to it's just paper. It doesn't mean anything. Only what we assign to it. And the more of a cavalier attitude you have about something, the smaller you make it, not the bigger. And when something is small, it's easy to manifest. And then you can have lots of it. And you have a better attitude about it, which is when I had that question a few minutes ago, I think it was T. Sherry Baby about what if I'm not attracting abundance? Good, I don't even need it. I'm so abundant, I don't even need the money. Then you attract more because you don't even need it. Do you see? So it teaches you that none of that really matters. It's your internal state that's creating the whole deal. Okay. So yeah, I think I'm kind of touching on what you're asking here, hopefully, or I just went off on a tangent and that's fine too. Carlton Adkins, To those who have more is given. However, those who do not have what they do have is taken away. That's a very good quote. And it's true. The fact of the matter is, though, it kind of implies that if you're poor, you're kind of screwed. Okay. The truth of the matter is, it's your perception that decides that. Am I deciding that I have? If I believe that I am someone who has, I will have more. Am I deciding that I don't have? If I've decided I don't have, I will have less. So there's no external factor deciding that. You get to decide. But the adage is true. The adage is true. I love that quote. All right, guys. I had somebody ask me earlier about manifestation, how to manifest. If you are new to my work, and I know we got some new ones on mobile today, so if you are new to my work and you are not sold that the law of attraction is real, I do have a free 5-minute manifesting test where you can prove it to yourself, put something out and watch it come back. So if you want to prove the law of attraction to yourself, please do. You don't have to take my word for it. Just try the test. It's at manifestingtest.com. Again, that's manifestingtest.com. I'm sure Mary will throw that in the chats where she is an admin. Okay, but if you are on mobile, it's manifestingtest.com. This has been very entertaining today. Thanks so much, guys, for all the supers and all the really great questions. I do plan on being back next Sunday, same time, same place. Hopefully we got Mary doing all the admin stuff. We'll have her in there next time. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. Nice to see you as always. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.